Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and today I'm going to be talking about how I feel trapped in my relationship. So, anybody who's ever been in a relationship at some point has probably felt trapped or smothered. So, this video is going to be talking to you about why that happens, what you can do to minimize making your partner feel trapped, and ways to communicate with your partner if you're feeling trapped. Okay, this is very important to learn how to communicate with your partner. So I've got an email here from Marv, and this is a really good one. So Marv says, "Hey coach, so I'm having some problems from your dating advice." He's trying to blame me, huh? The problem is that it's working too well. I have been dating 3 girls for the past few months and hooking up with all 3 of them on a regular basis. You little player. I know it's been like a dream that I knew I would wake up from, because everything ran so smoothly. However, now the girls have gotten attached. I felt a little bad about hooking up with other people, even though I wasn't in a committed relationship with any of them. But sometimes it's difficult to answer questions about where I've been or what I've been doing in a way that is truthful. That is true. I've talked with Marv on the phone, and he has a little guilt in this area, which is understandable. He feels like he's misleading the girls a bit, and, he's not quite to being super upfront like he's used to doing. So he feels a little guilty, and he's got integrity. I'll say that about him. Now you may say, oh, he's hooking up with girls, but he doesn't know the status of these other girls. He's not asking them if they're hooking up with other people. They might be doing the same thing as well. They hadn't talked about it. They were, hooking up and whatever. They're adults. But the girls are getting attached, so let's see what happens. So, he says all 3 girls have started to have feelings for me. The first girl just kind of faded out of the picture, leaving me with 2 that I really like. Last week, the second girl told me that she had feelings for me and wanted to be in a relationship. But I told her nicely I wasn't interested. Now, the third girl is saying the same thing. She basically keeps asking me how I feel about her, do I like her, where things are going. That's what happens when a girl likes you. So we could see, the girls have gotten attached. They want a commitment. There's nothing wrong with that. They're doing the right things by communicating how they feel and what they want to him. Now, if he doesn't want that, that's okay too. But the importance is, they're actually communicating like adults and talking to them about what they need. So he said, I've kind of been avoiding the talk with the one girl, the third girl. I really like her and spending time with her, but I feel like she's giving me an ultimatum. I'm starting to feel trapped. The thing about ultimatums is they always come from the person who doesn't have the power. I don't know why that is, but it's like when you put yourself in that position of giving someone the ultimatum, it's like you no longer have your own power because you're trying to force them into doing something. So now he's feeling trapped. And, let's look at what happens, one thing that you need to think about is that when you have 2 people's interest levels, if they're fairly close, in a certain kind of range, and it's kind of always going to go like this, it's comfortable in the relationship, because it's never going to be perfect. But when you get to a point where somebody's interest level is much higher, like hers, and his level is down here, now you've got one person feeling afraid that this person doesn't care, and this person is afraid that they're feeling trapped and smothered. So because the distance between the level of commitment or desire to be in a relationship is so great, there's a real tension going on. The tension is going on in between. So, this person's feeling fearful, sad, abandoned, and They're going to try even harder to connect with you. That's what our natural instinct is to do, is to not back away. That's the tough part, is that if this person could just back away and lower their interest level, this person would slowly and more naturally come back up to you. But this intensity is freaking this person out. And this person just feels more trapped and wants to spend less time with the other person. So what does Marv say? He says, I find that my attraction for her has dropped considerably, and I don't even want to hook up with her as I'm afraid of leading her on. She's been acting different towards me. She's more irritated and upset at me, finding little things to pick on me and start arguments for. And it's like she's constantly looking for reasons as to why I don't care about her. Yeah, that is exactly what happens. She's feeling disconnected from you. She senses you're acting distant. She can tell. You may not be saying it with your words, but she can feel it. And it's causing her to feel the separation anxiety. And the thing is that when people become anxious, they don't think clearly. That anxiety is so intense and powerful that it just overwhelms our ability to think logically. Because this is what happens when people become anxious. They get scared, irrational, worried, clingy, controlling, manipulative. They start blaming you for things that aren't even really happening, or accusing you of things that you haven't really done. And very dramatic, overly dramatic. That's the anxiety. They're struggling to manage that anxiety because they have that separation anxiety. And why did they do this? They don't even realize it, but they're trying to get you to behave in a way so they feel connected with you again. Their anxiety is making them, like if you've ever seen a lost child in the store, they're just crying uncontrollably, they can't calm themselves down, they're panic-ridden, they're fearful. The more anxiety they have, the more it takes to calm them down. It takes a long time. Even when the parents come back, they're still anxious and upset, and they're traumatized by it. And that abandonment feeling that this person is having is going to overwhelm their ability to control their emotions and how they act with you. And they're ultimately, the intention is to pull you close because they care, but what they wind up doing is pushing you away. So he asks, what do I do? I went out with another girl last night and had a great time. I like the other girl, but I don't want a commitment with her, meaning the other girl. He's having a good time with all these girls, and he really is not in a place where he's ready for a commitment. So the key is, and I was talking to him about this, is that if he doesn't see any future with this girl, to be honest with her. You've got to be honest with people. Don't lead them on. That's just the worst to do to somebody, is to lie to them or lead them on and make your intentions to be something that they're not. So don't do that. You don't want a commitment right now. That's the key. You don't want a commitment right now, because her speed of jumping into this relationship is faster than your speed. But if she would slow down and you would just get on a better speed together, then the relationship might work out. You know? It's just that one person's zipping along and the other person's like, whoa, 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 I'm not ready for all that. So, you need to tell her that you need some time to get to know her. This is so important, guys. Everybody just jumps into a relationship with someone they've never even known. And it's just purely, because they're physically attracted to them. But then you're going to have emotions and feelings and everything else that comes with that. So, you've got to take your time. This is why I'm always telling you guys, you don't want to talk about your feelings, because that just makes them feel trapped. So you want to take your time before you share your feelings. In fact, I highly recommend that you reciprocate, guys. If you always come from a place where you're reciprocating to a girl's feelings, then you're not going to chase her off, you know? Because if she says, I love you, and then you say, yes, I love you too, then you're not going to chase her off by telling her I love you too soon, and then she's like, whoa, she feels trapped. It's like a game of tug-of-war that never ends, the struggle of abandonment and engulfment, feeling trapped and feeling abandoned. And it's like this constantly going on between the both of you in the relationship. So, tell her you need things to slow down. Reassure her. You need to reassure her and tell her that you think she's a great person, you think she's amazing, but you just aren't ready for commitment right now, and that you want to take your time with that. If she's cool with that, then great. Continue to go out and have fun with her, have a blast with her. If she's not, then respect that and allow her to move on and find somebody that, you know, is going to meet her needs. Because it's just going to be a struggle for both of you if you can't get on the same page. This happens with everybody. So, guys, this is why I'm constantly talking about, you know, taking your time in relationships, being able to evaluate your partner's anxiety and your own, and managing it. See, we can see the situation more clearly here, and he knows what he can now do to get her to me feeling a little bit more reassured, and him to feel a little bit more relaxed, because we don't want to be feeling like he's trapped in carbonite, right? Like, ironically, you know, Princess Leia says, I love you, and then what happens? He goes, I know, and then he's trapped in carbonite 30 seconds later, huh? So, we don't want anybody to feel trapped in a relationship. This is critical to understanding and making your relationship work, and very few people are talking about this. Now, be sure you guys subscribe, because I have a lot of great content coming, lots of awesome videos coming your way. Go to my website, AskCraig.net. If you want coaching from me personally, I can do Skyping with you. I can do email coaching with you. You can pick whatever option works best for you, and I will talk with you soon.